I'm going to talk you through making an eGOS3 claim. So within your eGOS tab under the patient, this time you need to click New GOS3. That'll pull in a lot of the information you already have. When you do the handover, or the Optum does the handover, a couple of things. You need to have the information in here of the glasses you're claiming. So whether it's single vision, distance near, varifocal, etc., needs to be ticked here. Also, you'll need to issue voucher type. So in this instance, let's do a distance pair, and for that we'll issue an A voucher. The prescription above obviously needs to reflect an A voucher. So if it's over a 2 sil, etc., it needs to be a B voucher. So if we save that information there, and we can then, under our eGOS, update using the refresh button at the bottom, and that'll pull in our voucher type. There we go. So now we've got new prescription found, we've got an A voucher. Slightly different to the GOS1, you need to put in the retail value that you're selling to the customer. So even though you're claiming $39.10, you need to put in the price that you would normally retail those glasses out. So we'll put £99 in here. There we go. And again, if you refresh, you'll get a retail total down the bottom. Underneath, it will always say the total that you're claiming. If you add on a tint supplement or a prism, obviously that will be potentially more. You've got at the top two signature boxes. One is the patient one, and one is the performer. So your Optum needs to sign that. Presumably they can do it in the room, they can do it outside, whenever you want realistically. As they sign it though, it will date stamp that detail. So if we get the patient to sign here, there we go, and this is actually in my name, so I can sign it properly with my wonderful signature. There we go. The second two signatures though underneath, these are collection signatures, so unless you're making the glasses today, you want to actually fill those bits in once the patient collects the glasses, and there's one for supplier and one for the patient obviously to sign again. These warnings will be on the side, so it won't let you submit the voucher until you've actually put those details in. You've got two choices here though. You can at this stage put this onto the till as a draft voucher, or if you want your till to be pure, you could wait till the patient collects, wait till everything's submitted, and then you could put it on the till. So I'll kind of show you both versions. Now we've created this draft voucher here, we can go to the till screen. And let me just see if there's a balance here. It's quite nice, there's a balance here on this one. So no, we're going to start a new one, new transaction, and we'll put on, let's put some glasses on. Perfect. And then the advantage now to putting the voucher on now in its draft state is it will tell you exactly how much the voucher is going to be, as opposed to you having to work out each voucher before you've actually got the voucher in your hand, if that makes any sense. So here, look, under this draft GOS voucher, we've got a $39.10. We can click that on. Anybody that's also got till admin, underneath this yellow bar, you will see all of your voucher options. For the general staff, they'll have to actually use a real eGOS voucher, whereas if you've got till admin, you've got these underneath all the time. The advantage of that is that, say for example there's some reason you can't put this through your eGOS system, or maybe you've got an outside voucher from another practice, someone with till admin can log in and they can actually choose an A voucher, a B voucher, a C without having to resubmit onto the eGOS system, because the voucher obviously already exists. In this instance though, I'm going to put my $39.10 on. That then tells me I've got £60.90 to pay, and quite nicely I can then discount that if it's a free frame, 90 off, and add the discount. What will happen, this here will remain in draft. So where it says eGOS GOS3, you've got a draft symbol after there, okay? And under your eGOS tab, it's still in draft. So hopefully at some point, once the patient comes and picks the glasses up, you sign this, you'll authorize it, and it will become accepted. You might ask, how do we remember we've got all these draft claims? And if you go to your main screen and click the eGOS symbol, you'll actually see not only does it show us today's under the eGOS daily, so this voucher we've just created will show up under this screen, but also under draft claims it will show up as well. Okay, so all of the draft claims currently for your practice will show up under this tab. And remember there's a date next to them as well. So the top one obviously is today's date, 12th of August. What you might then want to do is scroll up and down this once a week, and any claims over 2 weeks old or 10 days old that you think, oh, actually they probably have been collected, I'll just quickly check, and it gives you a check back to make sure, if that makes sense. Let's get back to the patient. There we go. So remember that sat in your till as a draft, but what we could do now is we could actually assign these if we wanted to. So the patient, we made them in an hour in the lab, and the patient's come back now, so we're just going to assign these forms. There we go. Bear in mind, we'll get a couple of warnings, because what it's saying is, one, the site test hasn't been done today, and it's warning you that the collection signatures are on the same day as the claim was made, which wouldn't normally be the case. You can ignore those warnings there and submit the eGOS, and just like with your GOS1s, that'll whir away for a second, and then you should get some sort of update there. As ever, manual reviews are possible if the PCSE system is running slow, so you can log in and check, in this instance, manual review. Presuming you've got till admin, you'll get these options of accept, reject, etc. Let's presume this one was accepted. Now accepted, so if you go to your front screen, you'll have for today an accepted voucher, which, remember, if you click this tab here, it'll minimize that nicely and keep it neat, and then that should no longer be in your draft claims because it's now accepted, so it'll only show on today. If we whip back to that patient, oops, and we'll pop into the till tab. Sorry, I've got the wrong patient there. It's Joseph Bloggs, that's who we're looking for. The till tab, remember we left it on the till as a draft. That now is listed as accepted. Okay, right, so a couple of quirks I just want to show you. Occasionally what might happen, unlike the GOS1 blue forms, is that patient may come in, have a dispense, you collect the signatures, the optom will sign the forms, glasses go away for a week to be made, and when they come back, your optom's no longer there, and the voucher rejects for some reason. I don't know, maybe you've not put a tint supplement, maybe you thought it was an A voucher and it's a B, but the claim gets rejected by PCSE Online. So you can revamp the claim, correct the information, and then resubmit it in that instance. I'm just going to try and show you how this works. This one in front of me now says accepted. Okay, anyone with till admin can use this little cog on the right hand side. Let's just open that up. Little cog here, and they have the option to revamp it. Now what that will do is it will create exactly the same claim, all the same details, and with the signatures, so you haven't got to ring the patient up or the locum up to get them to come in again, but you can obviously tweak the information. You can change it to a B voucher, an A voucher, etc. Remember, you are going to have to put the retail cost in again there. Let's just make sure that's all okay. Ignore warnings, and I think we know what's going to happen is when I submit this now, because we've already submitted one, it's going to come up as you'd imagine it will come up as a rejected, not validated, etc, etc. But just to show you that option exists. If you do have a discrepancy between PCSE Online and what's happened on the eGOS system, i.e. it doesn't say the same thing, again, somebody with till admin, they can pop into this cog here at any time, and they can accept this voucher. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just for interest, I'm going to mark the old one as rejected. So say you were on PCSE Online, that one's rejected, that one's the new one that's accepted. If you then go into your till, the one you've actually got on the till will be as rejected. Make sense? Yeah. So just to keep it neat and tidy, we can then remove that one from there, and then we can add the correct one, which now is a fully accepted normal voucher. So yeah, any questions, go through the normal channels, the WhatsApp groups, etc. Much more complex than an eGOS 1 form. So yeah, any questions, just ask away. Thanks, guys.